Hey guys, and welcome to episode 25 of From the Island. In the previous episode, we roughly ended up on a value of 30 mil. And in this video, we're just going to try and see how much we can progress it. Now, as you can see by my G buy history, we are trying up a lot of different items. So some of the items we've gone through, Third Age, Armored Boots, we tried Infinity, which has a buy limit of 100, which is a lot higher than I think Infinity should have been. I know previously in old RS, you used to be able to buy 2, which made the flips actually decent. Whereas now, because the buy limit's so high, similarly with a Master Wand, they're just not worth flipping. And Bandos as well. Now, going through all them items, nothing really worked better than the stuff we were already doing, which is sort of highlights how well we were flipping at that time. So that's what we're just going to keep going on with. Now, as you can see by the refresh on the GE, a lot of items is bought and sold. The Sarah robe legs have bought, and we're just going to put an offer in for them to sell. Now, the robe legs really have sort of worked so well throughout the series, and the wizard boots, a bit of a new one, did flip quite well as well. So that was pulling about 20k flip profit for that, and we'll put him back in for that as well. Fight manacles are sporadic, but they do seem to work quite well. And still, the MVP for the past couple of episodes, you might be getting sick of them, I'm getting sick of them, but flare trousers are still the number one flip item we're doing. The Sarah plate body is being quite slow selling, so hopefully that goes by the end of the episode. And the Robe of Darkness are just long-term buys because they are so low in their price at the minute. Now, thankfully, the flare trousers are sold. Now we'll just put in another item for the spy offer for them. And the spike manacles also managed to sell as well, so we'll just try and buy them again. So we'll see how well they sell and update you on any changes. So just taking out them Sarah plate bodies because they are taking so long to sell. They're kind of taking up a G slot, and because we've got so much cash on hand at the minute, I can do something better with that G slot. Now, 2 new items we picked up are the tuxedo pieces. So we're going for a tuxedo jacket, a tuxedo trousers or dark trousers. Hoping they can be a bit similar to flare trousers in having quite a big margin. And flare trousers have sort of died off a little bit, so we're just going to go for some different items. Ancient robe legs, armor robe legs, and just see how we go with them. Now, the dark tuxedo jacket is bought. I think it had a decent margin on it. I think it was roughly about 300k, so hopefully that can sell. Did take a while to buy though, so I'm hoping it sells a lot quicker than what it takes to buy. Compared to flare trousers would buy a lot faster than that. We finally finished our offer for the dark robe bottom legs. So we're just going to check the price on them. We got them really low. We got them about 60k. And as you can see, they're selling for 90k. We picked these up for 77k each. So that is roughly a 20k margin each. And considering how many we've got, it's decent flip. Now, they did take a while to buy, but I think they've outperformed everything else we've done. The armor robe legs there, we have just put in another offer to sell them. They had a bit of a better flip than what we were doing, so that's why we rotate. The robe legs, they all sort of have different times they spike and crash, so we just rotate between them. Same with the robe tops. Whatever reason, in a minute, the robe legs perform better, so that's why we're sticking with them. So logging back in, we've had some buys and some sells. We've managed to finalise that offer for the Robe of Darkness top. Now, just trying to find the flip price, which we got for it when we checked the margin. But I'm hoping it can perform just as well as the robe legs. Now, this just shows the sheer amount of flips we've been doing. I think we end up losing it. So all we'll do is just test it again. Now, that's the beauty about flip margins, is if you've not got a record of it, you can just test it. You'll only lose a couple of K from it, but you'll find out where your item's buying and selling. Now, this is a bit of a problem for us because we find out that the buying price is actually lower than what we were buying for, and not just by a couple of K, by 11k more. So this might be a bit of a sign that the items crashed a bit. So we'll just try and see what it sells for, sort of low ball, and it's 100k. So that is 15k lower than what we were buying it for anyway. So for the time being, that item has crashed or crashing, and because of that, I'm just going to check the Robe of Darkness bottoms just to make sure they're not the same. So what we'll do with that, again, just price check the item and see where it is, and hopefully it won't be any lower than what we were buying for. Now, as you can see with that is pretty much been the same. We were selling that for 99k, and now it is actually not buying or selling for 56k. So the 2 darkness items have really crashed on us. So all I'm going to do is just test how low I can buy that for and buy some row bottoms, because I know out of habit and flipping the items that they will go up and down quite a lot. And the general settling points for the item is normally about, for the robe darkness bottoms, about 95k to 100, and the top is normally about 115 to 120. And I know they'll return to that at some point. So all I'm going to do in the meantime is just put them in the info, hold them, and use what cash I've got, because I've always got a surplus of cash when I'm flipping, and just going for other items. And that's the key with flipping. If you've got an item which does crash on you, it normally will return to the price it was before. You've just got to hold on to it, wait for it to rise again, and then just keep going. But I'm in a position at the minute where I'm quite lucky, where I've still got cash to flip other items, and I can just keep cycling through the flips I've been doing for the past couple of weeks, and just keep making more money from it. Eventually those two items will come to a price where they are either profitable, or I may hold on to them to the point where they go a bit further beyond and really bounce, and try and sell them for an even bigger profit. So we're going to try and just check flare trousers, see if they can save us out of this hole, and just go from there. Now luckily flare trousers, because they've got a demand, they should sell for a decent price. And here you can see it's actually got quite a big margin. So we'll go in for that them at some point, but I do need to free up some cash, so the Sorrow Plate body is going into sell. So coming back, and hopefully a couple of items have sold, we've managed to buy all the armor robe legs, and we finally managed to get rid of them Sorrow Plate bodies. Now, should I have jumped in and just bought flare trousers? Yes, I could have, but it would have left me really low if they were taking a while to buy, and the margin really wasn't what I needed it to be. So I needed to free up some cash, and I had some cash in there in the form of Sorrow Plates, which were going to sell a little bit less than what I bought them for. I only lost a little bit of money, and I need to free it up. So by freeing that up, it means I can put more money into better items, which will move quicker, which means I'll make money quicker. So that dark tuxedo jacket, we're just going to check the margins on these again. They buy so slow, it's almost to the point they're not worth it, but they are a decent flip. So we'll see how well they go again, and we'll just see, and we'll update you if we buy it. So testing the margins for both items, the trousers were a lot better than the tops. They were getting roughly about an 80k margin. So we'll put an offer in for them, and hopefully they can sort of pick up and be a bit better. The tops, it's a 40k margin. It's not bad, but at 1.6 mil investment, I do think we can do better elsewhere. I mean, with the robe legs, it's in the 100ks, and they're still pulling 15 to 20k. They're outperforming them. But we'll just cycle through. This will be the next clip, will be the last for the episode, and I'll just go through the items we put in the GE, and we'll move on. So it's been a bit of a rough episode. Obviously, with some items crashing on us, we haven't made as much as I was hoping for. We are starting to get stuck with a couple of items in the info, which is never good. So hopefully by the time the next video starts, we'll either be able to clear all the items we've got in the GE, or start to move in clearing the items we've got in the info, and be able to move on to making that 40 mil, 50 mil goal we're looking for. So if you enjoyed the episode, please like and subscribe. If you've got any suggestions for the next episode, please leave them in the comments and I will reply. We'll see you guys in the next episode.